My name is Jan Åge Torp, a pastor here in Oslo in Norway. And I would like, first of all, to applaud the Norwegian television company TV2, who yesterday ran a debate on Barnevern. And I think they did it in a superb way, asking some probing questions to a very high-profile panel. So I think that is the result of the massive international worldwide protests, which must continue, because the pressure against Norway is mounting, and we are today, not so many here in Oslo, but I tell you, when Norwegians understand that the world is watching, and we are so prideful of our systems, which we thought we were going to export to Romania. We thought we were going to teach the world how to take care of the kids. But actually now the world is telling us that enough is enough. We will not accept this anymore. So thank you to TV2, and let's see what NRK og VG and other media corporations can do. And even the Christian press has slowly started to write something sensible about this, and that also is about time. Even Visjon Norge should have been here today, definitely. Now, my friends, this is a somber hour. In a way, even though we are happy because we're together and we're fighting against something and for something, which is really a righteous cause, which makes us happy to see others of like mind, still this is a sad moment. And even I, as a pastor, even especially the last couple of months, I've been confronted with so many cases that are painful, where people have lots of problems because of children being taken from them. So often families that are beautiful, that have not done anything violent anyway at all. But as the Bodnario grandparents said in an article in the local newspaper the other day, that they have been taken away, the kids, because of their Christian persuasion. I believe, my friends, whether we are Christians or Muslims or Buddhists or humanists, that we should stand up together for family values in Europe today. We must... This is really about the foundations of Norway. This is foundational struggle. We're talking about ideology. There's been a redefinition of family. There's been a redefinition of marriage. There's even been a redefinition of mother and father, which has paved the way for this onslaught against the family through Barnevern. And also there's a practical problem with all the psychologists that are fighting on the terms of Barnevern. I say we're going to win this battle. And thank you everyone around the world. Thank you Norwegians. Takk kjære nordmenn. Thank you the Pentecostals around the world. All Christians. God bless you all. Bye.
Hello. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm here to protest with you because I know Bodnario family. I'm a close friend of them, and I know them, and I know their kids. I know their parents, and I come from Romania, and I'm a father, I'm a Christian, and I'm a resident of this country. And the reason I protest is because I was told that this is a free country. And I hope this is a free country. But in this country, I discovered that Barnevern can make such abuses that we can't even imagine, to take children from their parents for reasons that are very ridiculous, many times. And I protest because I discovered that an institution in this country believes that Christianity is dangerous for children. And why is that? This is a free country. Maybe you are not all Christian. I am a Christian. And Christianity was not dangerous for me. I hear that in this country, a grandmother, a very Christian grandmother, can take care of his grandchildren because she is Christian. And I can't be silent. I need to say something, and we need to say something, because this is an abuse. I also protest because I identify myself with the beliefs of the Bonariu family. I believe in God. I believe in heaven. I believe in hell. I believe that Jesus Christ is our Savior. I believe we all are sinners, and we need a Savior. And that's why we need to protest. Because an institution in this country believes that this is dangerous for us. But this is the truth. So we can't be silent. We can't be silent. We can't be silent when we see that an institution in this country believes that the bond and the relationship between parents and children are not that important. We have to say something. We can't be silent. And we can't be silent because many reasons that the children are removed from their home are ridiculous. We can just name a few. That the parents lack the parental skills. We all lack this. We need to learn. We'll learn all our lives. There are no perfect parents. There are no perfect kids. And there are no perfect social workers. They need to learn. We need to learn. So we have to say again to the Norwegian government and to Barnevern, protect the families and you will protect the children. Protect the parents and you will protect the children. Work with the families and you will work with the children. Thank you.
My name is Marianne Skånland. I have worked as a professor in Bergen, but I've retired now. I've been working against these excesses of the social services for more than 20 years. Let me start with saying a few words about the politicians. We hear our politicians say again and again, like parrots, that they cannot interfere in individual cases and that they don't know anything about individual cases. This is just nonsense, of course. Just look at a municipality in kommune. They are the boss of the local Barnevern office. Now, when you're somebody's boss, you have the responsibility for what they do in their work. But our authorities say that, no, they have delegated that to Barnevern. Okay then, let Barnevern answer for what they do. Oh no, then the politicians defend them and protect them. You can't do that sort of thing. What are we going to do about all these politicians who fail the population in such a manner? I see no other way than to make them lose their jobs, and then the state can pay for their board and lodging in prison. Right. Yes, after all, it's so bad. What they're doing is really criminal, right? Let us look then at what the politicians and all our lawyers, jurists, judges want now. They want, instead of fylkesnemnda, the county committee, they want a special type of court, a child and family court, to take care of these cases. What will that mean? It will mean a Trojan horse. You know a Trojan horse? A horse brought into the camp full of soldiers inside it. What they want with a family court is to give these so-called experts even more power than they have now. The family court will have an even higher status than fylkesnemnden, and it will have even more use of so-called experts, psychological and other experts, these are just the people who function in connection with Barnevern today. So, haven't our lawyers and our judges and our theoretical jurists, haven't they done enough harm over all these years? They could have stopped this. If they had risen as one man and said, this is simply illegal, it's criminal, they could have stopped it. But they never have. And now they want even more power to the courts. They want to continue the same sort of thing. We mustn't let it happen. The family courts will be worse than even today's situation. Then I want to say something about the so-called scientific basis that Barnevern works on. Their favorite subject today, their favorite theory is what is called attachment theory. It goes back at least sort of 60, 70 years. It stems originally from psychoanalysis, and that should be a warning to everybody. Besides, it has roots in a kind of thinking about human beings, which is called behaviorism. Now, behaviorism means that you think people are born clean slate with nothing in their brain, no sort of instincts, no propensity to behave in a certain way. They think that everything we do is learned from our environment. Aha, that suits the Barnevern philosophy, because then they can say parents are of no particular importance to their children. It's only important for children to be with somebody they can learn from, right? So, therefore, they feel entitled to go into the hospitals and take newborn babies during the night, just a few hours after they've been born. They say this is better because then they will not attach to their mothers. Huh? This is all nonsense. Attachment theory has been subject to research by serious research workers, serious scholars. It has not found any support. Human beings are not like this. We don't attach just to anybody around us. There is a special attachment between biological parents and their children. This we see, for instance, when adopted children search for their parents. They search for them, even as adults. They want to find them, right? We see it also in the fact that Barnevern children are kept sort of prisoners. They're not allowed to escape back to their own parents, right? Now, if there wasn't any attachment between a child taken by Barnevern and its real parents, then why should Barnevern be so frightened of the children seeking contact with them? Yeah. I want to say one more thing about attachment. Nearly everybody believes that there is some sense when you have a court judgment saying that, oh no, these children may have been taken incorrectly by Barnevern, but now they've been with their foster parents for so many months, or for 2 years, or for 3 years, or something, so that now they're just attached to the foster parents, and we can't let them go back. This again is nonsense. It's never too late to start doing something right. Although they've done something wrong before, it's never too late to let the children be free and go back. I do not mean to say that it doesn't mean that it was sort of unimportant that the children were taken. It doesn't mean that just letting the children come back later eradicates all the evil they've done. Of course, there are traumas. Of course, it's bad business what's been done to them. But it doesn't become any better by keeping them there. So set them free. Now, I have been a so-called expert witness in half a dozen Barnevern cases. Especially in one of them, it was quite obvious that this young girl had already, as young as 4 years old, she had started asking for her mother. She knew that she wasn't with her mother, she was with foster parents. She'd asked very much, and especially between the ages of 6 and 7, she had been so active to find her mother that Barnevern got very worried, right? Now, when the case came into court, it was a case of forced adoption, right? That Barnevern adopted her away to the foster parents against the mother's will. When they came into court, you have these experts from Barnevern, the top Norwegian people on adoption and so on, saying, but there is no attachment to the mother. There is no attachment to the mother. Why? The girl had desperately been searching for her mother, and after the age of 6, a couple of years later, she had done everything to try and find her mother, right? And still these Barnevern people say there is no attachment. I have made a few copies of just one sheet of paper here with a few articles that you can find on the internet. Some are my own articles. These articles are all in Norwegian, but some of them have English versions as well. I leave them with Oddvar here, and if somebody is especially interested, you can go and have a copy from him afterwards. It concerns attachment theory and questions in connection with it. They're not only my articles either. There are some very good ones by a lawyer in the Bergen area called Sverre Kvilhaug, who worked very seriously with this and wrote excellent articles in the 1990s already. And there's one extra one which shows you the kind of people on top of the Norwegian power system who argue against biological attachment. You know, in 2012, the Raundalen Committee came with a pronouncement. It's an official document from the government. Saying they concluded they were going to sort of find out about biological attachment, sort of the special bonds between parents and children. And they concluded, just as we knew they would, they concluded that there is no such bond. Parents are of no particular importance to children. That's an official committee appointed by the people behind me here, to find out, right? And Mr. Raundalen, who led the committee, he was, among other things, in a program called Dagsnytt 18, and he said, we have searched and we have not found any research that points to parents being of any special importance to children. Now, I happen to be a scientist myself. I'm a scholar and I have done research, and I must say, if he was unable to find, and that committee was unable to find any evidence that there is a special connection between parents and their own children, then he has proven that he is not competent to do research. That's all it means. How do I know this? Well, because I'm not a psychologist, and I found it easily. There's plenty of evidence, right? It didn't take much to find it. You don't have to be a psychologist. On the contrary, I think you're better off if you're not sort of loaded down with quack psychology. The whole attachment theory is not, it's not only sort of misguided in its application, it's quackery from the bottom and up. And of course Barnevern love it, because you can, like in psychoanalysis, you can claim anything. And it can't be disproven because it all depends on sort of the psychologist's expertise and this kind of nonsense. If these cases were not as tragic as they were, I would have a good laugh every day. It's so ridiculous, so completely out of this world silly that how can we really believe that people in government and people in parliament buy this? Now you have all these embassies, Norwegian embassies abroad, they come out with statements again and again telling the foreigners what Norwegian Barnevern is like. They say, we will tell you about it, you have misunderstood it. The witness from the San Francisco demonstration, who spoke on video before me, Chris Brunian, he wrote one article, a furious one, and he said, they're telling us we don't understand. Are you kidding me? He said, we do understand. Yeah. Thank you.
Stopp litt om professor, den siste appellholder, professor Marianne Haslev Skånland. Jeg tror ikke alle vet hvem hun er. Hun er en kjemper imot barnevernet. Hun har, altså minst 20 år har hun gransket barnevernet, skrevet utallige artikler og spredd og arbeidet i så mange år at det er ingen av oss som forstår det. Altså et enormt arbeid hun har stått i. Gi henne en veldig applaus. Nå er hun her.
El niño cuando se levanta por la mañana necesita abrazar a su madre. El niño cuando se viene del colegio necesita a su madre. El Fylkesnemnda trabajando con Barnevern. Tienes que trabajar con los niños, con los derechos de niños. Por favor, Fylkesnemnda, trabajar con los niños. Por favor, Fylkesnemnda, tienes que ayudar a niños. Por favor, Fylkesnemnda, no trabajar con el Barnevern solo. Barnevern quiere trabajar para comer, para beber. No quiere para ayudar a niños. Si quiere ayudar a niños y volver a niños a su madre. Si quiere ayudar a niños, el niño necesita a la madre. Cuando se levanta por la mañana, ¿quién dice mamá? Yo quiero mamá. Cuando quiero se duerme. ¿Quiere decir mamá? Yo quiero dormir. ¿Quién abrazar? La mujer de Barnevern, una jubilada vieja. ¿Cómo ella jubilada vieja te ayudar a un niño de 4 años? Cuando yo nací el niño, mira que el niño cuando nació. ¿Dónde está el Barnevern? ¿Dónde está el Barnevern? El Barnevern lleva a mi niño cuando su salud sano. Mira que niño. Yo he venido aquí de 2014. perdóname, desde 2014, en agosto, 27 de septiembre, ha venido aquí sola a buscando el Barnevern, el Barnhagen, a buscando la escuela, a buscando la casa, a buscando trabajo. ¿Dónde estabas el Barnevern cuando mi niño solo viven bien? Yo estoy bien. Mira, por favor, tienes que volver. El niño sin su madre.
Tusen takk.
Se compra el Barnevern. Nunca jamás el madre se compra. El madre no es un juguete. El madre no es un juguete. El madre es madre. El niño nace, cuando nace, la barriga de su madre. El niño nace en la barriga de su madre. El niño necesita el madre cuando se levanta por la mañana. El niño necesita el abrazo de su madre cuando se levanta por la mañana.
Sí, verdad, verdad, lo apoyo,
Cuando
verdad.
se levanta por la mañana, necesita su madre.
Sí, verdad.
I like to see you happy. I like to see you happy. Take my hand and I will walk you through the pain. I like to see you happy. Words given by saints and holy men are pointing in the same direction of greater love to gain. I like to see you happy. I like to see you happy. Let me dry your tears of sorrow and pain. I like to see you happy. Words given by saints and holy men. Are pointing in the same direction of greater love to gain. 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 Greater love to gain.